going on, everybody? I'm back at it again with another review, and this time we're going to be taking a look at everyone's favorite Soul Reaper, Ichigo Kurosaki. I'm really excited to finally have a figure of Ichigo. Ever since I would watch Bleach on Toonami next to Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, I always wanted some good Bleach figures. Sadly, the only figures are either statues or the Play Arts Kai, which are a bit larger in scale. I actually almost made a Kit Bash custom of Ichigo, but lucky I didn't because this one just looks great. I'm also impressed at how fast it got here. It was announced 2 weeks ago and it shipped about a week after I purchased it. One thing about Dasin is that when they reveal a figure, it's most likely going to ship within a month. Being that this is a third-party company, they can probably make things faster than other companies. All that aside, let's get into the figure and see what it's all about. So really quick, I wanted to talk about the packaging. I usually don't, but I thought this box was really cool. It has his uniform right here. It opens up like so, and then you get a cool image of his hollow mask right there. I thought that was pretty cool. And on the back it says Bleach. I don't know why it says that. They probably not sure how they got away with that because it's a third-party company. They don't have the rights to do that, but you know, still really cool. So that was the packaging. Here is the figure. First thing I want to say is sometimes less is more in terms of design figures. I'm glad they went with cloth goods for his Soul Reaper uniform. It just makes a lot more sense, and it makes things way easier when you're posing him. And they definitely did their thing with it. The uniform looks really nice. The stitching looks nice. Throughout the whole figure, the fabric is also very soft. It doesn't look like it's going to get in the way of any articulation. His belt here is also cloth, and it's already knotted for you, so you don't have to tie it or anything. The red strap here actually is plastic, and it does move around. It doesn't stay in one spot, so I think that's pretty nice, so it's not going to get in the way of any more articulation that you want to do with the sword that he comes with. And just overall, it's better for movement. I've heard some people say that they didn't like it, that it moves around, it doesn't stay in one spot, but personally it doesn't bother me. So yeah, the stitching looks really nice, even on the pants, and then in the front of the shirt. Here you can see. And then you have his sandals, sculpted really nicely too. Has some paint there on the bottom, some details on the bottom. So they actually do look like sandals, and if you look higher, you can see that he does have socks. So that's a nice touch right there, just to add that little detail. As we take a look at the face sculpt, it does really look a lot like Ichigo. They gave him with the pronounced chin that he has in the anime, and the hair is a nice bright orange. And it's designed pretty closely to the anime as well, the spikes and everything. And then I'll show you some of the face sculpts so you can see how those look in terms of accurate design. But I think it looks pretty nice. It looks like Ichigo. They don't have anything else to work off of in terms of design because this is their first figure of Ichigo. No one else has done anything. So unlike Tamashii Nations and Demonical Fit, they kind of just make their own design instead of taking it from something else. So in terms of that, I think he looks pretty nice. So just really quick, let's take a look at some of the accessories he comes with because he does come with quite a few. So a quick overhead view of his accessories. He comes with 3 sets of hands, not including the fists that he has out of the box. He comes with 3 sets of faces, not including the other face that he has on him already. And then of course he has his hollow mask. And next you get Ichigo's sword, the Zangetsu. Nicely sculpted, doesn't feel too heavy, so it's not going to make him fall over. And it has a nice metallic finish on the side of the blade here. And then of course right here, there is some paint here, made it look a little dirty on some of the wraps of the cloth right here. And then at the end of it, it is cloth. So that's a nice touch in terms of design. And lastly, you get a base that comes with 2 stands. It looks like a wooden floor, nicely painted. And it has a shorter stand and a taller stand. And really quick, I'm going to do a close-up of his face sculpt right here. This is a serious face, as you can see. And then to swap the heads, the faces actually come off altogether, It's the whole head, and then 2 parts of the hair come off. I'm gonna do it on camera so I can show you how it goes on. The ball peg looks pretty sturdy, so you're not gonna be scared to break it or anything. Let's go ahead and put on his angry face. As you can see right there, pops in like so, and then you put the back of the hair first, and then the front of the hair right there, and then there you go. You got his angry battle face on with his teeth gritting. I think that looks pretty nice right there. His eyes are looking off to the left. And his next 2 faces out of the box do look very similar. They're both kind of smirking. The only difference that I can see in these 2 faces is that this face, the one in my left hand, almost looks like his eyes are drifting off to the right. And then this face, his eyes look more focused and centered. That's really the only thing that I can tell. And here is his hollow mask. This looks nicely painted. It has a little bit of gloss to it. It has his teeth right here, and then the paint on the mask. The only thing I will say that they could have done better is that he can't really wear the mask. I had to put some sticky putty on the back of the mask so that he could wear it. So if you're expecting him to wear the mask, he's not able to. Unless you have something like that, like some sticky putty lying around. And if you do, I think that looks pretty cool. And really quick to change the hands. The hands are on small ball pegs right here at the wrists. They look pretty sturdy. Doesn't look like they'll snap. Just be careful when you take them off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give him a open palm hand right here. And they just slide in like that. Gonna go ahead and change his hand here so he can hold the sword, and I'll show you how that looks in just a moment. And here is Ichigo gripping his sword. Just one thing I want to note is that the hand to hold the sword is pretty pliable, so it's not too hard to make him hold it. It's a softer plastic, so you can move it around. But once it's in there, it holds pretty well. Doesn't look like it's gonna fall off or anything, so you're not gonna have to worry about that. And all in all, when he's holding the sword, he looks pretty good. Lastly, if you want to have the sword on his back, you can slip it through the red strap that he has right there. It doesn't really hold it that well, but on a shelf you can just kind of slide it in there, and it'll look nice of him standing there with it, but it doesn't really hold it in place. That would have been cool too if they gave us something to have it more sturdy in place on the back. And that's actually going to do it for the accessories. I just wanted to do a close-up of everything that he comes with and show you how the heads swap. Now we're just going to get into the articulation. Let's go into the articulation. As you can see, his head is on a ball peg like I showed you. It's on a single ball peg. Pops in very nicely. And his neck is on another joint too, so you do get a little bit more articulation right there. As you can see, the neck does move, but it doesn't move as much as I thought it would. So the neck is kind of a little hindering right there, especially with the extra neck joint. You would think you would get more articulation, but in terms of the head moves around really nicely, so you're not going to have to worry about that neck not being as posable. The arms do go out all the way to the side. They do move up. The clothes can get in the way a little bit of posing his arms, but like I said, the fabric is pretty soft, so you can move it around a little bit if you want to. And then he does have double jointed arms, so really nice range there. And then of course he's got a standard ball peg for the wrist, swivels around like so. And then his ab articulation, he does have a diaphragm joint, so it moves all around. You can go down about that far, go back about that far. And then for the legs, he can almost do the splits. Well, maybe not almost, but his legs do go up all the way. You can make him sit down. His legs don't go that far back, but that's about as best as you're gonna get, especially with the fabric, like I said. Of course, he has double jointed knees if you want him to kick. And then he has a ball joint at the feet right here. He doesn't have toe articulation. He has pretty good range right there. You can move it side to side, moves around, no problems there. So all in all, he's a pretty good articulated figure. I would like to know what body he's using. If someone has theirs already and they took his uniform off, maybe they can tell me what it is. I'm not gonna do that with mine because I'm afraid of ruining the fabric and not knowing how to put it back on. But he's pretty articulated. I mean, Ichigo's not that agile in the show. He usually does most of his fighting with the sword, but if you do want to pose him dynamically with the sword, you can, definitely. And if you want to see some of my photos at the end of the review, I did a lot of agile poses with him with the sword. And really quick, just for a quick size comparison, as you can see, Ichigo is really tall. I have the SH Figuarts Goku there next to the Naruto and Spike Spiegel, all from SH Figuarts, and he is really tall. He's taller than Goku, and I think this is actually a taller scale than 1/12 scale. It might be a little taller than 1/12. I mean, I don't really care that he's taller, but you guys might. But anyways, that's him next to the other figures. So my final thoughts. I think you guys should get this figure if you are a Bleach fan. If you're an Ichigo fan, I would definitely recommend getting this figure, especially for the price point. I was able to get him from China Model Toys for $50. I've seen him a little cheaper from some other websites too. China Model Toys ship mine very fast if you want to get yours from them. This is definitely one of the best figures of the year for me personally, just because of the character. It's nice to finally have him in figure form. The fabric looks nice. Accessories, you get a lot of great accessories. The only thing I could say that they could have done better was the mask. Maybe they could have found a way to have him wear it without it falling, but I had to put some sticky putty right there for it to actually stick. So I guess that's a easy problem solver if you want to do that. But overall, I say it's a pretty solid figure. I'll probably rate it 9 out of 10. But yeah, that's gonna be my video. I definitely want to see some other figures from the line. Hopefully they do some more. I would like some villains, maybe Aizen, Ginichimaru, maybe Grimmjow, or even some supporting characters, Uryu, Chad, Rukia, Orihime, Toshiro, Hitsugaya. I see them making a lot of these figures because it's pretty easy. All you have to do is just make the robe. All the Soul Reapers from the Soul Society wear the same outfit pretty much. Maybe some minor tweaks here and there, but they wear the same robe. You can get a different body, make a head sculpt. I think they can easily make the whole team if they wanted to, like the Slam Dunk figures. So hopefully we get to see some more characters so I can have Ichigo posed with some other people. But overall, really dope figure. That's gonna be it for my review, guys. Thank you for checking it out. Definitely stick around for some photos at the end of the figure so you can see him in some different poses with his accessories. And until next time, I'll catch you later.
鐘の音は響く心の中で広く深く物語のような星の雫その中に細い線路を築く時間とともに時代は動く流れる星は静かに動く目を閉じて耳を澄ませば GOO ディバイ放て光負けずにしっかりうまく切り放て誰かに届くまで栄光の光はこの向こうに君たちと作っていくストーリー見上げた夜空の星たちの光の想い描いた時代を超える忘れることなくとキラリ瞳に映る誰かの叫び風に思いを月に願いを力ある限り生きてくんだ今日も見上げた夜空の星たちの光の想い描いた時代を超える忘れることなくと僕らの